I am Tony Parker from the San Antonio Spurs.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers.
I'm Nick Young. You tune in to Kicks on Court.
Hey again, everyone, and welcome back to Kicks on Court Weekly Recap. I'm your host, George Kill. Glad you're here with me again. So on today's show, Dwyane Wade sheds light on his upcoming playoff shoe. Plus, we share with you a preview of the forthcoming Soul Access episode featuring the Sacramento Kings. But first, let's check out an in-depth, closer look at NBA Green Week. During the month of April, the NBA collaborates with the National Resource Defense Council to bring an emphasis towards protecting the environment. The partnership produces Green Week, a designated 7 consecutive days in which NBA players wear mainly green apparel, including headbands, socks, warm-ups, and of course, sneakers. This year's Green Week began this past Saturday, and the Kicks on Court regulars wasted no time in raising awareness. Nick Young kicked off NBA Green Week in the Dornbecker Air Jordan 2. His teammate Kendall Marshall debuted the green snakeskin Air Jordan 11 Low, while DeMarcus Cousins laced up the 2009 release Dunkman Nike LeBron 8. Jeremy Lin brought out green-based versions of the Adidas Crazy Quick 2 Low and the Adidas Crazy Light 3 Low. James Harden sported the Nike Zoom Crusader in dark green. Terrence Jones and Francisco Garcia wore gorge green Nike Hyperdunk 2013s. And Kyle Lowry put a halt to his Jordan streak and wore the metallic silver and Foamposite. Steph Curry, Kent Bazemore, and Will Barton proved to be the loudest on court with their vivid green Under Armour Anatomic Spawns, while Kemba Walker wore a black and green exclusive. Carmelo Anthony laced up a green and orange Jordan Mellow M10. Andre Drummond sported similar colors on a new Hyperposit. Mario Chalmers wore a green Spalding Threat, and Darrell Wright unveiled a green Li-Ning Way of Wade 2. The Way of Wade 2 has been seen in a limitless amount of colorways thanks to Dwyane Wade, Darrell Wright, and Will Bynum. Yet the former is mainly credited for this, as we've seen everything on his feet from Year of the Horse tributes to camouflage. However, we might be seeing the last on-court days of the Way of Wade 2, as Dwyane is set to debut a new playoff shoe. What should we expect?
You know, the things I try to do for the playoffs, I think you hear from a lot of players. You try to go a little lighter in your shoe. You try to, for me, I try to take it down a little bit, you know, my collar a little bit, try to take it down. You know, it's a little bit more aggressive of a shoe. And I always change the upper, you know, most of the time. So it'll be a different look, and I like it.
Wade also discussed building out the Li-Ning brand through fellow NBA players.
Yeah, just trying to build it slowly. I mean, I want to build it with people who, you know, want to be a part of our brand. I look at this as something that goes on, hopefully, for multiple years when I get done playing. You know, Li-Ning has something that I feel is special and unique to us. And right now I'm just trying to tap into it and trying to learn more as I go. But I'm happy with, you know, our progress so far in my year and a half with him.
Now, Green Week brought about a welcome change in regards to Kicks on Court, but let's now check out a few more highlights. Kyrie Irving returned from injury with 2 new Nike Zoom Hyper Rev PEs. Iman Shumpert and John Wall rocked Adidas Crazy 97s, while the latter wore a Crazy Quick 2 PE as well. And Ray Allen once again wore the 2 rings Air Jordan 11. Kendall Marshall channeled Eddie Jones in 2 Jordan Team 1 colorways. Lance Stevenson went all yellow on his latest N1 Tai Chi, and Nick Young continued to turn heads in his debut of the Supreme Foamposite 1 and the Pure Money Air Jordan 3. Our Soul Access series continues to unfold even as the NBA season winds down. After providing you with looks inside the Spurs and Lakers locker rooms, up next is one of the most watched team Kicks on Court rosters in the NBA, the Sacramento Kings. Check out a preview. Yeah, so I always see you in San Antonio, but we're here in your stomping grounds
right
now.
Yeah, so you made it out here to my place, and we'll just kind of show you around a bit here today and give you a look at what we have with our players and their shoes. DeMarcus always has a lot of shoes, so he'll actually go to practice and start out wearing one pair, and he may switch it, you know, another pair while he's out there at practice. Right, yeah, so he goes back and forth on shoes. I usually get the players to sign them. And what I'll do is, especially toward the end of the season here, start trying to hold on to some of their shoes, have some of them signed so that, you know, within the organization, people are always asking for things, you know, for our season ticket holders or for any events or foundations when people call in. So I usually like to keep some just around for the off season so we have some things to give out for those events like that or for those situations where we may need something like that. And we'll get to Marcus here in a second, but he might be one where you're out for maybe 3 games and you may be carrying, you know, 7, 8 different pairs of shoes, you know, just to make sure you have what he may need. because it's going to change daily.
Now, the Kings episode will air next Wednesday, April 16th, on the last day of the NBA season. And you don't want to miss this one. My guy Dwayne Wilson, the equipment manager of the Kings, has been doing his job for 20+ years, so he has a lot of stories to tell. So much so that the Kings episode will actually be 2 parts, so definitely stay tuned. Now, switching gears, I've been keeping up with what you guys have been wearing, so it's now time to check out my Fave 5 of your kicks on court. AU Millen 76 laced up the Prelude Kobe 8. Johan wore the Nike Zoom LeBron 25-5, while Leody 1 and his crew sported the powder blue Air Jordan 10s. My guy Making Moves rocked the Adidas Crazy 1, and coming in at number 1 is JD Elite 23 in the white and Zen gray Air Jordan 11 Low. Well, that brings today's show to a close. As always, thank you guys for tuning in each and every Friday for your Kicks on Court coverage here. I'm your host, George Kill, and before we close, check out our Heat's highlight of the week. Andre Iguodala in his hyper FPEs completely destroyed Quincy Miller at midcourt. Embarrassing, man.
Iguodala. Goes to the double crossover and draws the foul. And a standing ovation for a double crossover move by Iguodala.
Marv, not right, not fair. This will be on every highlight tonight.